All right. So we got this going on here. It's hard to see, so I think I kind of did it in another live session, but that's okay. It's all right. I'll fix that up later. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about, check that view. Look at that view. Is that like not the best? We're on a plateau here, and it's an amazing view. Pennsylvania has some of the most amazing views. So I'm going to stand up here, make it a little bit easier. So what we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk about ayahuasca. What is it? Why you'd want to do it? How to prepare for it? What to do during the ceremony? And then what to do after the ceremony. So, hey Joe, how's it going? So ayahuasca. Basically, what ayahuasca is it's two plants. It is the, hey Eric, it's the ayahuasca vine, and it's, let me see, kind of figured I would forget what that was. It's a leaf, shoot, I can't remember. It'll hit me here soon. But between the two, and then there's other things, but between the two, the leaf, can't remember the name of it. Geez, it just slipped my mind, and I wrote it down just in case, and I must have lost it out of my pocket, but it's all good. It's all good. So basically what happens is they boil this mixture, and the leaf has what's called DMT, dimethyltryptamine, and that is a psychedelic. And you could just take the leaf alone, but the problem is your stomach has an enzyme that will break that down and not allow the DMT to cross the blood-brain barrier into your brain. So, what are you saying there? Can't see. It's too far away. So basically, you take this root, and it's about a 6-hour ceremony. And it's one of the most amazing things that you'll ever go through, and also one of the most intense things that you'll go through. Why would you want to do this? Well, there's a couple reasons. Well, there's a lot of reasons. One, there's a veil in front of us here in this world, and it's very heavy, and it doesn't allow you to see what actually is. So with ayahuasca, it allows you, it's not called the death vine for no reason. The ayahuasca will break down that veil and allow you to basically see what is. Another thing it'll do is if you've had trauma through your life, you had parents that were less than parents and, beat you or physically, mentally abused you, and you have taken that and pushed it down into your psyche. You met people that, gave you these emotions that you just didn't want to deal with, and you pushed them down. Ayahuasca is going to deal with that with you, and it will bring that up, set it on the table, and say, here, this is what you're going to deal with. So basically, so what you do is you go into this, there's a shaman that comes from Peru, and he is the most amazing, beautiful man. I mean, he's filled with love and compassion. He travels up the East Coast, starts, well, I'm not going to say where he starts. If somebody's interested in this, they can contact me later. Why is it hush-hush? DMT is in itself illegal, and it's classed as a class 1 drug, which is up there with cocaine. But in a religious ceremony, the leaf alone is not, and the ceremony is not illegal. So, but it is a little hush-hush because this is basically done by word of mouth. When the vine, they call it Mother Ayahuasca, when it wants you to go, you're going to go. And, I've done several of these, and each time it was different each time. So So basically, there's about 30 of you, and you sit in a room in a circle. The shaman sits up front, and one by one you go up and you take a shot of this ayahuasca. And the consistency of the ayahuasca is like a heavy syrup. What does it taste like? The best I can describe is dirt, tobacco, and black licorice combined. It's not good. It doesn't taste good. And a lot of people I always see holding their nose, but I just, I'm not, I don't have problems with things like that. So you take this shot and you go back to your seat, and beforehand, I kind of skipped something here. Let's step a little bit back and how to prepare for this. Basically, the best I can tell you is you go into a vegan diet. No meat, milk, cheese, alcohol, sex, none of that. No sugar or oils. They also have problems with lemons and limes. Citrus is a problem. Anything, there's a, I can't remember the name of the protein that messes with this, fine, but this is what you're trying to get rid of. So in the couple of weeks before, you want to do a lot of meditation. And if you don't know how to do meditation, get a hold of me. I'll show you how to do meditation. Lots of meditation, lots of getting out, grounding yourself, just opening yourself up to what's about to happen. And, you want to stay very strict to this diet. The more strict you are, the better your experience will be. Now, when I say better, not physically, it's going to be hard. I'll guarantee you it's going to be hard. It's that the ceremony will bring up things with you that you had long since stuffed down into your subconscious, and it'll bring up what it wants to bring up. Some people, that's not the case. I've done it multiple times, and I've never thrown up. I've tried to throw up, but it just wouldn't allow me to do that. I'll talk about the first experience that I had with it. It was quite interesting. So basically, the day of the ceremony, you don't eat anything, just water. Just drink water. You go to your ceremony, and you get there around 1:30. I tend to meditate right when I get there, and it helps to relax myself and to get myself into an accepting mode to be able to accept what's going to happen to me. And I just let it happen. I don't go in with any intentions or anything anymore. I just go in to see what it's going to do for me. So we'll go back. So you sit around a circle, and you, one by one, you take this shot. Once again, it's horrid. You go back, just if you have to take a drink, you just want a very, very little sip, just to kind of clear it out of your mouth. And even if you take it out and kind of spit it in a bucket or something, because you really don't want to drink because it'll interfere. So you sit there, and my suggestion is to meditate. Just be quiet and breathe. Breathing is the key to getting through this, to be able to understand and just allow whatever happens. And 9 times out of 10, everyone is going to throw up. And people are going to throw up violently, because if you have a lot inside of you, you're going to get a lot out, and let it happen. Don't fight it. Don't fight anything. Whatever happens, whatever you see, whatever you feel, you don't fight it. So you sit there, and you will start to, as I meditate, you will start to see colors with me. Anyhow, everybody's different. But you start to see colors. And sometimes you'll hear voices and things that go around you. And you'll hear voices from other people, their thoughts and their feelings. And this is what I feel. A lot of people don't feel that. And you go into, it's about a 6-hour trip. And the shaman sings what's called akaros, and these akaros are he sings and he plays different instruments, and they work you up, and it goes about 7 or 8 times. He'll start off low, and then he'll keep going and going and work yourself up and work yourself up and work yourself up, and then he stops, and then everybody throws up. It's quite an interesting thing. Now, don't get stuck on the throw up thing. It's not. I don't want to say it's not that bad. It's not that good. It's not that good. But it's something that you need to do. It's something that you need to. You're living a life of something that you have pushed all the way down, and your life has become just a mess. This is going to fix it up. It's going to fix it up. And maybe not in the first time, because you're going to be scared. You're not going to know. But the first time has to be done. It has to be done. So you go through the ceremony, and different things happen to you. And if you have problems, and one thing I want to add is pick a shaman that is loving and caring, and go off of somebody that has given you a reference to this person, because there are shamans out there. And if you go to Peru, it's like a dime store thing. Oh, ayahuasca here, ayahuasca there. I wouldn't suggest that. Make sure that you have a shaman that has a good heart, a loving heart, and will help you through this. The one that I use, he's amazing. He simultaneously works with 30 people, just in an amazing orchestra. It's an amazing thing. So, just looking at some people walking down there. They didn't even know I was there. So, you also might have diarrhea. It might come up, and that I did have that, and it is explosive diarrhea. I know, TMI, but this is what you gotta deal with. So you deal with all of this, and everything comes up. And during the ceremony, it can be really hard, but it can be very amazing. The first time I had I went down thinking that I was going to experience this spiritual awakening and all this thing. What did I do? Well, I was sitting there, and it was about maybe 45 minutes into it, and I heard a voice say, "Is this your first time?" And I kind of opened one eye, and I looked around, and nobody's looking at me, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm just imagining this. And I closed my eye, and it was a woman's voice, and I heard her say again, "Is this your first time?" And I'm like, what the hell? And I looked, and I'm looking around, and I see this woman over on the other side of the room go, wave at me. And I said, I was almost going to say hi, and she said, "How are you?" And I'm like, wait, she didn't move her mouth. So, to make a long story short, we started astral sex. And it's an amazing, amazing thing. I highly, highly recommend it. This is, I have to admit, that's what got me into astral projection, was the astral sex. Now, I don't do that anymore. Every once in a while, you know. So you go through the ceremony, and in the end, you're pretty tired. You're very tired. And where I go, they usually have rooms for you. I just go out in my vehicle, and I have a blow-up bed out there, and I just stay there for the night. The next day, you go in, you have a vegan breakfast. You feel pretty good. You feel everybody's like, afterwards, you just feel love and compassion, and just, you go out a different person. You really do. And each time is different. So, but after the ceremony, it keeps going. And through your meditations, Mother Vine will keep giving you information, and it will keep giving you enlightenment and understanding and a way to work through things. So this is why, you don't drink coffee or eat meat or cheese or milk or have sex for sometimes, more than a month after. So I know it sounds kind of like, yeah, this really is something that I really wouldn't want to do, but I've done it multiple times, and each time I raise myself higher. If you can see that, I don't know but it's an amazing, amazing thing. It sounds bad. I know it sounds bad, but I will guarantee you will come out of it with an understanding of the world and life like no other, and you will be miles above everyone else, understanding what actually is. So I don't know if know if anybody's on here or not, but I went kind of long. But I suggest that you go ahead and ask some questions. If anybody's on right now, you can. I can't see. I probably won't be able to see the questions anyhow. It's really hard to see it. But ask the questions afterwards, and I will get to them as much as I can. So I hope this was informative, and I hope you decide that this is something that you want to do. And I will talk to you soon. Have a good day.